There we go. What's up, guys? It's episode 4. Welcome back of the Josh and Ben podcast. So, today I think we're going to just go over a few questions that I had for Ben and specifically about fitness and training. I'm curious if you want to unpack like what your current regimen is, things that you're doing, things that you're staying away from, and what you're kind of feeling right now. I'll have some more questions about like goals and past experiences, things that maybe you like doing in the past, regretted, whatever, so we can get into that. But what are you doing currently?
Currently, like what my workout routine looks like and all that.
Exact. Yep.
Okay. Well, I just do the bro split pretty much, just push pull legs. That's always what I've done. Um, every time I tried going a little more complicated or trying to really push it, I would get pretty overwhelmed.
Mm.
So I have a pretty basic workout right now. Um, with diet, I generally try to stick to keto, but to be honest, recently it's not been good. That's how I lost all my weight. Originally, I went from weighing 240, close to 240, I think like 230. Couldn't do a single push up, couldn't do a single pull up. And then I cut down to 175.
Mm.
And yeah, I was doing really well, leaned down, and I got married. I put on a couple pounds, but I am the heaviest I've been fit. But about a month and a half ago, I was able to do 20 pull ups with solid reps. I was feeling really good then. Got up to like, doing 40 dips. And I think body weight matters more than just machine weight.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, like when I started working out, I was doing like literally 130 pounds on the bench max. That was it. And for a dude that was my size, it was pretty bad. And I think I hit 295 recently, and it wasn't too
Okay.
difficult.
Yeah.
But yeah, from where I was to where I'm at, I'm still pretty happy with it. Right now, I'm in the process of cutting. So yeah, definitely strength is going down.
Hmm. Cool. Well, that's interesting. Um, What are your plans? So you're trying to cut anything specific that you're doing or want to get into regarding training, even diet, like you're mentioning?
Health is the number one goal for me all the time. So I generally have a pretty tough time keeping weight down. I have fat boy tendencies.
Hmm.
And just overall genetically, I'm not a skinny guy. Like it's very difficult for me to stay semi like not morbidly obese. And so the goal is health and just being able to throw my weight around like I needed. Like I want to get to be able to do muscle ups easily with no problem. I haven't been able to get the form down. That's all it is. Just swinging over the bars pretty hard. But
Yeah.
that's the goal is just to have mobility, and I want to start stretching more and having more flexibility because I feel like I've been working out for wow, like 3 years, almost 4 years now,
Yep.
and I haven't done enough stretches and that type of stuff, so it's starting to show. Um, becoming a bit of a piece of wood, just no flexibility. But yeah, that's what I'm doing now. What about you, Josh? What are you doing currently? Just to let
Um,
everyone know.
Currently I have a few new gym partners, goers, gym bros that I'm working out with, and so I usually just follow their regimen. But yeah, basically same thing. I think we do. It's a little different. So one day is going to be full legs with abs. Each day actually ends with abs.
Mm,
So we do legs, we do chest and arms and shoulders. So that's like usually a really heavy day. It takes a long time. It's like a 2 hour workout or something like that. And then there's a back workout that's just like pure back and abs at the end there. But we'll usually do, some rear delt stuff as well,
hmm.
and maybe get some biceps in there. So like it kind of goes full circle.
Nice.
But yeah, so that's basically the current regimen. We've been at least lately working out with these new guys. That's basically what we've been doing. We've also been kind of just like playing it by ear.
Hmm.
We actually had an interesting gym session last week where none of us were feeling it. Like none of us. We were just like all feeling kind of down. Someone's sick, someone's this, someone's that, long days. And since we work out really late in the evening, we were just like trying to find something to do. And we were about to get started. And I think that they even got started with their workout. It came a little late. It was a leg day. And what we ended up doing was we ended up throwing a 20-pound medicine ball around.
Okay.
So like you just like grab that thing and just like launch it. And we started just us three. And then we had like just people start joining from the gym.
That's pretty
So we had
sick.
a at the peak of it, I think it was 5 or 6 people, and we had like a star combination that we would do, and you just like launch this thing. And we were probably doing it for like an hour. And
That's a good
it
time
was
though, huh?
oh great time. Like it was
So
so
fun.
funny. It's so funny. Some of these guys are like, bodybuilders, and so they're like, I'm never doing cardio. And we just did like a bunch of cardio. It was great. But yeah, so that was actually surprisingly fun. It totally hits you differently. Everything's sore the next day. You're hitting like every muscle in the rotation. This is the first time in a long time I felt like the side abs.
Okay.
Not, so like this
Yeah.
front, you got the front abs, the back, lumbar, but like the side felt like it was
Yeah.
like there and it was sturdy. And I was like, dang, that's cool. Like I feel great.
That's awesome.
So that workout, like a lot of rotation, and it was like just like launching power, not just like launching it at someone, but someone's like it's flying at you and you need to
Yeah.
catch it. And like the whole time you're just like less like slightly it's missing you, like missing your shoulder or something like knocks your head. Like we were getting like minor concussions for sure. My head hurt after like 20 minutes. Like legit. I was like, I don't know if this is a good idea. But it was fun. It was fun. So that's just saying that. I mean, like we will just kind of go by, how we're feeling a little bit.
Hmm.
But typically when I'm on my own, I'm doing very similarly to what you're doing. Push pull legs. I'm also right now incorporating a lot of kettlebells. So I'm really
Really?
trying to do a lot of
How does that
kettlebell
look
work.
like? I've touched kettlebells like twice in my life. They felt weird.
They feel weird. I'm still getting used to them. It depends. So right now, I've only gotten down like two movements, but I do them consistently,
Okay.
and so it's weird. The moment you pick it up, you're like, "This feels weird. I don't know how to handle it." Like it swings. It's very like you have to get used to it. So I just started it, and I just decided to power through that learning curve. And so right now I'm doing like just the basic swings. I'll do like one hand, other hand, and then like heavy ones. And that like really gives your legs a good stretch because you're like squatting down and like lifting up.
Mm.
Also with the upper body gives you some strength there. And then I'll just do like snatches and pushes and stuff. So those are great. But yeah, so I've been really enjoying kettlebells. I think that's been like lately what's like spiced up my workouts where I'm like kind of excited to go and do that.
That's
Um,
awesome.
but yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing diet wise. I'm trying to gain weight. So I'm on the opposite spectrum. I set a goal for myself at the beginning of the year and we're almost at half the year right now. And I don't even know where I am at that goal, first of all. But second of all, it's like I realize I I need to either right now like really get serious, but I'm trying to put weight on, so I'm trying to just eat like large calorie meals. If we're ever
Mm.
out somewhere, I'm always looking for the highest calories, just try to get more and more in. So that's currently my approach to diet, but it's
Here's a
still
tip.
clean. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What my buddies have seen and that's worked for them. When I cut down to 175, I was still gaining strength and muscle, but I wasn't gaining fat. Right now, dude, I really seriously need to cut. Like it's dangerous. But with keto or carnivore, what's really cool is your body switches from using carbohydrates, glucose as your fuel source, as your energy.
Hmm.
And with ketosis, you are using fat, your fat supply. But what makes muscles grow? Protein. And what do you eat when you're on keto or carnivore?
Protein.
Protein. And so calories will help you put on fat. And I've actually noticed when I'm heavier, I definitely have more strength overall.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like I'm pushing now. Like I did 5 plates last week on the chest press and it felt really good. And I was like, shoot, never even got close, like not even nearly.
Yeah.
So definitely a lot more strength. But when it comes to like looking bigger in a
Mhm.
good, healthy way, not
Yeah.
just like looking like what I look like right now, dad bod 3.0, definitely using like keto for your advantage would help
Yeah.
for sure. But it's so hard. I did it for 8 months first time. Dude, I
Yeah.
felt phenomenal. I felt so good. Just steady energy levels all day. Um, Never sore whenever you work out. You don't get weird random injuries all the time. Like your just body feels like it's running at 100 miles an hour in a good way.
Yeah.
But it's tough. I don't know if it's for everyone. If you feel good without of it, is there a point? Do you eat your body weight in protein a day, meaning grams,
I
1 gram per pound?
probably not.
Track.
Probably
As
not.
soon as you start tracking, dude, your results, your progress is gonna go crazy. And I'm not
Yeah.
saying protein bars or whey
Yeah.
protein. To me, that's not protein. That's not all the same.
My
Like
protein
just
would
like
be,
yeah,
yeah, beef
calories aren't the
patties,
same.
eggs, bacon,
Dude, if you eat 4 things of beef
avocados.
patties a day, that's like
Four of them?
yeah, let me think.
Dude, I'm gonna run out of money.
No, that's actually pretty cheap, dude. Like if you get a big tube of ground beef if you want to and just freaking make your own patties, it's not too
Hmm.
bad. And I think a regular patty has like, man, I gotta remember, was like 35 or 45 grams of protein per
Okay.
patty. Pretty solid, dude. You can get your intake in like a meal or two for the day. I have to eat like 220 grams of protein a day right now. It's very hard. Like right now, after this, before I hit the gym, I'm gonna go to McDonald's, get their just quarter pounder patties. They're
Hmm.
just beef, 100% beef. They're good quality too. They're decent.
Hmm.
And just salt. Just get like 5 or 6 of them and just pound them down before the gym. Not
Before the
ideal,
gym. Yeah.
but like an hour before. I'll let them
Okay.
settle in and then I'm gonna go crazy. Usually I go post gym, but I don't want to get home super late all the time. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm. Interesting.
they're $2 each. So 6 is $12. It's not the cheapest. Let's say you get four, which
Not
is
bad.
a normal amount someone would eat. They're thinner. Four of
Yeah.
them is like $8. Here, I'm gonna
That's
pause the
nice.
recording real quick because Jenny's
Sure.
here. All right, where were we?
Sounds good. So we just jump into the next question. We kind of went over the plans for future training and whatnot for you and diet and whatnot. So I think that just anything from past training. So you've been training for about 3 years. What are your thoughts on how you've trained in the past? Anything you would change? What would you recommend to maybe someone who's young and just starting out?
Go every day, even if it's for a very little amount of time, 5 days a week at least. But don't worry about how long you're there. It matters that you went, and that's what matters most. Sorry, my
Okay.
employee was leaving. That's
Hmm.
step number one. I think something I regret is not doing cardio consistently because your stamina goes down. I don't care how skinny you are, how fat you are, do cardio at least like 10 minutes a day. You'll feel so much better overall because it's about your heart. It's not about losing weight. Actually, cardio, I think, is like the least when it comes to losing weight. They say heavy weightlifting is actually what helps you
Hmm.
lose the most fat. So that's another thing. I think it's a bit. Dude, Sam Sulek does half an hour of cardio a day, and he's like the most jacked dude on the planet. So, I mean, sure, he's taking stuff, but that's the general idea. Don't stop
Yeah.
doing cardio and just go consistently. As long as you keep going. Don't like, oh, put it off for tomorrow. No, just go for 15 minutes even.
Yep.
Because that one day can turn into a week, can turn into 2 weeks, into a month, and then you're like, frick. Even
I'll
when it just comes to
change.
cardio. And then you just start like I literally didn't do cardio consistently for almost a year and I regret it so much. after I
Yeah.
got married. So yeah, just consistency is key. That's literally everything else you'll figure it out. You'll figure out how to train, what to train. You'll see what feels good.
Yep.
I don't think that's as important as going consistently.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that's pretty spot on. That's awesome. Yeah, I think that's really good advice. I remember the times in my life where I was super consistent. I think at the most, at the peaks, it was like something like 6 to 8 months, like consistent training. That was like always when I hit the best of me. I
Yeah.
knew how to do the workouts I like to do. I knew how I'd feel during and after. Like you just get the full understanding of like what you're doing and very little injuries. Um, but yeah, consistency there was just like you just keep going and keep going and keep
And you have
going.
clarity, dude. In life overall, like when you
Yeah,
stop being consistent, everything starts getting lethargic, like you're tired. You start not feeling good about yourself because you're like, you know what you should be doing, but you're not doing it. And then
yep,
it just spirals down into like you're in a dumpster, in my opinion,
yeah. No, that's
or
for
in my
sure.
experience, not opinion.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think
Morning or
training's
evening,
huge.
what's your favorite time to train?
I've done both. I have to say evening
Hmm.
because I want to get after it. That's my biggest thing. Like I think that actually mornings could have worked. I don't know actually, because I've done so when I was still in school, I would do mornings. 5 a.m. we're up. So I'm already not I'm a teen, so I'm not sleeping at all, watching stuff or whatever I'm doing all night. Not all night, but like you're staying up,
Yeah.
barely getting sleep. You're up the next day at 5, you're going to the gym, you're back at 8, you can barely stay awake. You're then pushed into school and you need to get stay stuff done. That was not at all helpful, at all good.
Yeah.
Um, so in that sense, especially with my schedule right now, where I am starting work later, but my morning time is with family. And so I've tried to fit the gym into the morning and I've done it pretty consistently here as well. But the issue with that is like it takes away your morning. You're working until night and you barely have time to do anything because the commute, you're there back, it's breakfast, it's this, that, you're trying to get things done and you're rushing to get to work.
Hmm.
So I've noticed that evenings are just going to be the best. Evening tonight, like I'll go to the gym at 10, at 11, 12, Um, that way, right now, that's what I'm trying to do so that, everyone's either already seen me all day and are asleep or, something like
They've
that.
had
So,
enough of you.
yeah.
Yeah. No,
But
I
then
kind of agree.
right now, what I'm dealing with is now I'm tired there. So I show up and I'm yawning and
Mm.
my gym partners are like, "What are you doing yawning? Like, stop!" And they're like, they hype themselves up. So they'll like freaking be screaming and like, they're just like, "Let's go."
Yeah,
I I I need to get there. I'll get there. I just need some
for
time to like
sure.
get into the vibe. And
Yeah.
but yeah, recently these last few times have been like totally awesome. We're just getting after it. So
Heck yeah, dude.
it's been good.
No, I definitely miss having gym partners, and I'm just a lone wolf, dude.
Hey, there's a time and season. That's what I'm finding.
Yeah, I think it's fun though with the dudes. It definitely keeps you motivated, and like
Yeah.
having similar progress that I've got to experience that. Like where me and my bro are like on a similar, he was stronger by a bit, but on a similar enough like strength level where you don't have to like switch plates all the time. And it's fine. Like I work out some dudes like we always got to be moving weight around, but it's good when you have similar progress with it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. Evening time is definitely well, I've mainly only worked out during the evenings. It's been
Yeah.
getting later and later for me. I'm trying to get it back to like where I'm at the gym at 8 p.m. It's been getting to where I get there at like 10 or 11. And for me, it's not good because I
Yeah.
need my sleep.
Yep. We all do. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
especially you, bro. Having a kid, I'm sure you don't get full nights of sleep very often.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. So
No, it's pretty awesome though. Anyways, what's next on the agenda?
what's next on the agenda? I did have a different question for you. We can maybe ask um at the end. So go
Sure.
for it, whatever you have.
Okay. So Here's an interesting discovery I've made the other day. Well, today actually. So check this out. This is one of our products we're going to be launching. It's already open, but what are
No
these?
strips.
Nose strips.
Yep.
Check this out. I'm going to take a breath. I've had a surgery on my nose.
Hmm.
I still can't breathe through my nose. If I try really hard, I can get a full breath, but it takes effort. And it
Yeah.
sucks. It really sucks.
What the? Mine's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
A little bit. I need
Yours is
to.
not that bad though.
It's not bad. My
But
nose
check this
surgery
out.
worked.
Yeah. Check this out. I ordered from one of our going to be main competitors just to see what is it like going through their
Yeah.
process. What they give you, whether the packaging sucked, or just be straight
Really?
up. It's just a white bubble mailer. I didn't like it.
Oh, the way they shipped it to you?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Here is our competition. Obviously gonna cover the logo for, just to be nice. Anyway, that's what the back looks like. Basic information. It's cool. But
Yeah.
check this out. Remember how my nose does its thing? It's like I'm pinching it. It's just
Yep.
stupid, right? Okay. This is what the competitor's product looks like. And it looks pretty similar to what we have, right?
Yeah.
You think, here, let me show you. Competitor, and let's get to our product. Our product. All right,
You want to
check out.
hold them
This
up
is the
side by
back of
side?
our packaging. Yeah, hold them side by side. Anyway, I think our packaging looks way more BA, to be completely honest. But all right, competitor and our product.
Okay.
There's a slight difference,
Slight
right?
shape. Yeah. Yep.
Slight shape difference. That's cool. It's whatever. Ours are a little thicker.
Hmm.
Let me put on our competitors first. By the way, really hard to peel this.
Hmm.
This is number one. It barely comes off. Okay, I got that off. Try to get,
It's like packaging
especially if you don't
opening
have good nails,
ASMR.
dude.
Oh yeah.
All right. And I kind of ripped the actual nose strip came up with you see that right there?
Yep. Yep.
It came
That's
up with
interesting.
the actual like sticky thing or the thing that keeps it from sticking. Anyway, I need my phone to get the nose strip on properly. Give me 1 sec, or I'll use the camera here. So let's put this on. All right, that'll work. Let's see what changes. Barely, right? Almost no
Yeah.
difference. It's a little bit, but it doesn't help much. Now, let's try out our nose strip. First off, just way easier to take these off, like way easier. And hope I got it on right.
Oh wow.
And I didn't even put it on right. Look, it's like crooked. But anyways, dude, there's a massive quality difference in the product itself. I'm actually breathing. This stuff doesn't even compare to our product. Like seriously, it's night and day. It's ridiculous. Like just the product itself will, in my opinion, speak for itself. And we
Yeah.
went through a ton of suppliers and companies and manufacturers. Been through this exact one, and it was like pennies cheaper, but the quality was so much worse. Like I tried the sample. I was like, dude, this sucks. And yeah, so I'm pretty excited because I think just being able to use that as a marketing strategy, being like, yeah, this is our competitor and this is us. So
If it works, if it works, it works, man.
yeah. And I would say um this is a faulty product because it did not help me. Like I
Hmm.
would leave a bad review, to be honest. If this was my first time trying nose strips, I'd be like, yeah, kind of junk. Didn't really help much.
Yeah. Hmm.
So Anyways, pretty sweet. Definitely excited. Um, yeah, that's it with the Biz Bros product update. We're
Yeah,
gonna kick some butt.
we are gonna kick some butt. It's gonna be great. Sounds good. That's cool to see. That's really cool to see. Um, from our last conversation that we had, there was a question that I think we talked about a little bit, and I wanted to bring it back up regarding like media. So like
Hmm.
social media, YouTube, movies, whatever. I wanted to ask, what do you specifically enjoy consuming? And then the follow-up question would be like, what do you think is helpful to you, and what do you think is just pure enjoyment? You know,
Okay.
what are your thoughts?
What do I enjoy consuming? Definitely business or like business podcasts and PBD. I would say they're a mix of like some political stuff, but they're not necessarily leaning in any direction. They're just kind of saying what's going on out there, which I appreciate. It's pretty cool. Um, they have Chris Cuomo on there, right? Is that his name?
Yep, yep.
Pretty crazy. That dude was like the main CNN guy for a fat minute. Anyways, I really enjoy consuming their content. Alex Hormozy's like my number one like YouTuber, pretty much.
Yeah,
Just
he
his
drops a
stuff is
video
nuts.
just on it as soon as possible. Yeah,
It is, dude. It's incredible. That I can't believe there's that type of advice and stuff out there for free.
yeah,
Like you probably would have to pay 10 grand to go to a seminar that's an hour and a half long, like one of his YouTube videos. It's nuts. And Ruslan KD, dude, I love
mm,
that guy. I got to actually meet him personally, which was really cool. Great content, just overall covering what's going on in the world with more of a Christian perspective, which I subscribe to, and that's my belief. So for me,
yeah,
that's those are the top three channels I watch. Everything else, not very beneficial or helpful. Most of what's on Instagram wastes my time. Most of what's on YouTube Shorts, 99.9, I'd say 100% of it wastes my time, unless it's Alex pops up or something like that.
yeah.
Even that, it drowns out. Like you don't even remember what you
That
listen to.
that's what I wanted to get into is like I think that what I'm learning right now is understanding that in order for something, a piece of media, something to be helpful to me, like truly, I need to not only remember it, probably not only rewatch it 3 times, but take notes and take action on that thing. If I don't do that, it's zero help to me. Like
The
zero.
last thing you said is what's most important. Even
Yeah.
taking notes doesn't help. I have
Yeah.
notes all over the place with stuff I should have done, could have done, never did.
But
It's
by taking notes, I mean
yeah,
like laying out the steps and then
yeah,
doing the steps. So like,
exactly.
okay, there's a video on how to work with influencers. There's literally a video on like what we're trying to do.
And we
It
haven't done any
drops
of it.
it drops the day we wanted to
Yeah,
do it, and that's it. Like there you go. Watch it and do it
yeah.
and go. Like and so I think that that's the biggest thing that I'm finding. And kind of just transferring over, what do you more enjoy watching? Because I want to combine those two and see if they can combine in the first place. Like but what I
Like
mean
as
by
entertainment.
enjoy, yeah, just in pure entertainment. So like for me, it's a show that we'll watch.
Hmm.
I've found out that in the last like 3, 4 years, I've rewatched a show every year. I didn't realize it, but I have. Or we're just starting now. We're just
What
starting to
show?
do. How I Met Your Mother.
Jenny always talks about, dude, I've seen a few
Dude,
episodes. That show's out of pocket, bro.
it's
Oh
a
my
fantastic
gosh.
show. I was shocked that like so when I watched it originally, I watched it with Jess, our sister, and that was surprising to me because that's the first time I think I watched like an adult thing with her.
Hmm.
I don't even think we watched it together. She like mentioned it to me, and I had a buddy of mine who that was like his favorite show. And so
Hmm.
he originally got us on it and we watched it and I was like, this is fantastic. Watched it once, watched it a second time by myself, watched it a third time with Christina, and then right now we're coming to a fourth.
Dang.
So solid show, dude. I love it. It's
Yeah.
fun.
Well, for me, shows like that, The Office is like a once a year thing
Yeah.
consistently. But really right now where me and Jenny are watching Stranger Things,
Oh,
she's
cool.
hiding for half of it. It does get
Yeah.
brutal, especially the last season, the people levitating and then cracking and stuff. That's tough.
I haven't
Have you?
seen it, so I'm
You
good.
should though. It's really good.
Yeah.
The storyline's insane. But anyways, at least I like it. The whole
Yeah.
vibe. Um, Probably Stranger Things. I just finished Suits,
Oh, cool.
and once a year I'll go through a show. I have this weird thing. It's like a tradition I do, and I don't do it on purpose. It just happens. I hit this season. It's usually actually right before summer,
Okay.
and or it's before spring, kind of in this weird in between zone.
Yeah.
Orders aren't doing great. I get kind of burnt out. And then I just have like a week where I binge through a show and not work much. And it's not on purpose. I'm honestly just like not feeling great. And then boom, I kind of reset, reposition, reorient myself, and then go straight ahead. So literally I finished Suits in like less than 2 weeks.
Dang.
9 seasons and an hour each episode average. I was
Dang.
spending, I looked at my screen time. I was still getting
Hmm.
work done, but just not what I have to.
Yeah.
I was doing like 14 hours a day, dude. It was bad. It's not good.
Jeez.
It's not good. I'm not proud of it and I'm trying to stop that. I think that's one of my
Dang.
last times that's gonna happen. But
Yeah. I think, but this is kind of what I want to get to is like, what do you think of that thing that you enjoy to watch? What do you think that, or how do you think that that helps you in the business and the world of like working? Because I'm trying to think about that balance. I've heard Hormozy talk about this. He's like, when he talked about that thing of like, if you're watching Netflix during work, like you've got a whole row of problems. That's
that
one thing.
convicted me, bro.
But the other thing he mentioned, but he was like, if you're binging a show from freaking five o'clock on Friday to 9 a.m. on Monday, but you're a rock star and that's helping you, you know, then that's fine.
Yeah,
I don't think that it's overall fine, like in
I
the
get what you're saying
morality
though.
spectrum, but I'm saying like, how can we use like that de-stressor, that thing to like help you recalibrate
Yeah.
and use it properly? Because like even right now, like I'm noticing like yesterday I had a really productive day because I wasn't on my phone. I just didn't go on my phone. At the end of the day, I realized I was like, oh, I didn't check Instagram, didn't check Facebook, didn't check these things. Like, what's going on? I checked it. Oh wow, this person got engaged. Very cool. Sounded good. Like cool.
This
Like
person.
this person, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Our boy.
No, that dude's congrats to him.
Seriously. Yeah.
Freaking
It's gonna,
awesome.
it's gonna be awesome. But what I'm saying is like I had a productive day. I finished work early on a Monday, which is unheard of for me.
Hmm.
And we went out to the beach and to dinner and like it was great. I was done by like 8 p.m. our time, which is not too early, but it's still like pretty early for me. Um, I usually would at least be working till 9. And what I was thinking about, I was like, if I spend a collective hour of time on my phone during the day, then that's just pushing off the time that I'm getting off, you
And
know?
I'll bet money that it's almost never just 1 hour.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And that, I'm just saying that just for simple
Yeah,
math.
I know, but I'm just saying
Um,
like that's where it gets like dang.
yeah. And so that's what I was thinking about, trying to think about and explore that concept of like how, all right, we're back.
Continue. Sorry about that.
What, what I was saying is like I'm trying to get down to this balance of like how do I properly balance this? Like is 30 minutes at the end of the day scrolling through something or watching something
I
or an
have the
hour or
answer.
2 hours, like what's helpful to me to like de-stress versus even what we talked about last time of like reading one book I read around New Year's this last year has helped me more than everything collectively I've seen since then.
Yeah.
And it took me a week to listen through the book. I didn't even read it.
Dude, here's the you literally said it multiple times. If I spent half an hour at the end of the day, if it's really half an hour at the end of the day, that's fine. It's not most of the time it's like it ends up being way longer and you're just all disoriented and weirded out after because you're like, wait, I just spent like an hour and a half doing
Yeah.
nothing. That's the whole thing. I think when you put it in boxes, this is work time. Like Alex Hormozy says, hey, when I'm here at my desk, I have the perfect environment where nothing's disturbing me and I'm just getting work done.
Yep.
Like if you put a scheduled time, this is my like decompressing time where I get to just do something that I enjoy that's nothing to do related with work.
Yeah.
That's when you do that thing. The whole when it's all just up in the air and you're all just like, "Oh yeah, I'll spend half an hour a day on my phone," but then it's like half an hour you split it into 5 minute segments throughout the whole day and you're just like never focused and doing like 100% just hustle, you know? I think that's
Yep.
where it is. And I've actually used to literally shut my phone off, put it away. Because sometimes I'll even not be on my phone and then I go to the bathroom on my phone
Yep.
and end up scrolling and then wasting like 20 minutes
Yep.
like that. So what I'm gonna try to do again, just start putting my phone somewhere. Like I'm gonna just tell people, hey, you're just not gonna be able to reach me during these hours. And the thing what sucks is your work, they need to reach you. But I think it's like literally separating and drawing a hard line. Like this is when I work and this is when I don't work.
Yep.
And not mixing the two. Because that's what I do all the time. A lot
Yeah.
of times I'm like, oh, I'm done with work, but then I'm still halfway working and halfway wasting time.
Yeah.
And then I never feel rested. And I always feel like I'm not happy with the way I worked. Like Alex says, once he sees that his input level is going down, like the quality of his work is going down, he just calls it a day. And a lot of times we push ourselves past that and then we're like, oh, just to keep going, I'm going to look on my phone for a minute to kind of,
Yep.
and then you just end up feeling like super unproductive and you're like, dude, I didn't even put in good work. So I think it's just separating work and entertainment. What do you think about that?
Yeah. I think that it's spot on. I think that it's just an interesting balance that I guess you need to have because there is some sort of, decompression enjoyment that you get from, enjoying something like TV
Oh,
show,
for sure.
podcast, or whatever it is. But yeah, finding that balance. And I think that, yeah, having those hard lines of, hey, this is work, this is rest, this is work, this is rest. I think this is even biblical, bro.
Hmm.
Even in the sense of like having the Sabbath. Like you're gonna work your tail off until then, and then you legit don't work. Just decompress, just relax,
And
just
that's trusting God, dude.
yeah,
That's
absolutely.
exactly what it is. Just like, we should be giving at least 10% because that's like you're understanding not all of it's yours. Really, none of it's yours. But same thing with your time. It's like you're saying, hey, I'm just gonna trust you. I'm gonna let go for a day. And it's
Yeah.
tough. But check this out. When do you think it's appropriate? Is it appropriate to watch, let's say, Alex Hormozi while working? Like just having him on the side and listening and like taking notes, be like, wow. Or is that taking away from your work? And I think what he would say is never don't watch me while working. Because you're not doing the things I'm saying to do, and I think that's where action comes into place. You're literally not even putting into action what he's saying on the video for you to do.
Yep.
But what are your thoughts on that? I don't know, because I end up a lot of times watching him during work.
I think that it depends on what you're doing, but in the grand scheme of things, um, especially for me, I'm not able to do that really because I'm usually doing something that requires like focus and just like I'm focused here, I'm focused here, I'm focused here. You need to write this message, you need to create this, and you do that. And so it's difficult to like think and have something in the background. Sometimes I'm able to like listen to music, but that's basically as much as I can go just because it's mindless. So like, it's just playing in the background. I don't even hear it really. It's just kind of drowning out the outside noises.
Mm,
Um, but yeah, sometimes if I feel like sometimes when I'm putting together like a really big work order, for example, just a lot of numbers. I like to have something playing, but I'm I find myself pausing it, checking everything, like, wait, did I catch everything? Look through it again, and then I'll press play. Like it still takes something away from my mind's focus.
mm,
Yeah.
mm. Yeah. I also I think that you doesn't really matter the type of work that you do, because my work a lot of times I've just done it for so long. Like I've said before, I can do it with my eyes closed, with both my hands tied behind my back.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that I should But the thing is, this is
Yeah.
what happens. That work is so easy. I could freaking watch a movie with the screen right here and still do the work. But then I start putting off like tasks, like little ones. Like my
Hmm.
employee, she puts stuff on the desk like, "Hey, I need this done. We're out of this." And this is something that literally I've been thinking about every day is Alex Hormozy said like if something is on your desk, like people legit entrepreneurs, they get that done. They never put it off. They'll just power through things that are on their desk, like tasks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I'm definitely not that right now. At least not like the way I should be.
Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, I see that.
What do you think is a good balance? Do you think in this season of life there is a thing like work-life balance? At least to the degree that society, like, would say is healthy or
I
whatever.
I don't know what society says is healthy, but I'll probably say no, at least in our stage of life right now. I do think about it a lot, and I'm asking people about it, like people who own and run businesses. Most of them, are 9 to 5ers, so they're the owners, and they're actually getting paid from this. So, but even talking to them early days, you're dealing with stuff all hours of the day, and I think that I think that you need to be as present as possible. And that ties into what we just talked about. So be as present as possible in your work, be as present as possible at your lunch break with coworkers or with family, be as present as possible in the morning, in the evening, at night. Like just be there. And I think that
Mm.
that's the only balance that I can bring right now to where I'm at.
The
Because if
moments you have
I'm,
is be there.
yeah, just be there.
Yeah.
And that again, the phone thing takes you away. Like I'm just noticing that even with our kid. Like we're both on our phones, and he's just like, I want a phone. So like he finds a phone,
Yeah.
finds something, takes one of ours away. But he's learning that, like, and I'm so terrified of that aspect of like, what is he seeing in me as his dad that he's going to be directly taking, and this is how he's going to be living his life. So I think that if you can teach that, just being there, being present. Um, that's huge.
Mm.
But I think that that's what I've come to so far in my thought process. Like I remember we talked like I think on the first or second episode where I like was like I have no balance. I don't know. But even in that time of thinking about it, I think just being that present, being there, whatever it is, wherever you are, just you have a task, you take care of it, or you're watching a movie with family. You're watching a movie with family. There's nothing
Yeah.
that's like distracting you. You're just there. It's hard to
Mm.
do, but I
That
think
is.
that that's what I'm trying to get to is learning to just be present. That's I think the best balance that's the only thing I can control. I can't control how much time really I get pulled into work. I can't control how busy I get with BizBros. I can't control how much my family needs me. Although, but what I can control is the time I do get to spend with them, how I spend that.
Mm. Dang.
So at the moment, that's all I can control, and that's all I'm going to focus on. Because you can
Wow.
focus and be like, man, it sucks. I work so much. And you can complain like all day long. I've done this. Oh, it's so much time at work. I just want to relax. Oh, this, oh, that, oh, this, oh, that. It's like you're just being a little biscuit.
Yeah.
Um,
That's
you
true.
need to just be present. Just be there when you're there.
Dude, wow. Definitely made me think because I obviously like the thing that sucks is stuff like this, you already know it. Like if someone asked
Yeah,
you, is it good to be present? You'd say, "Oh yeah,
for
100% you
sure.
should be." But man, you're making me think a lot. That's actually really good. Wow. Hmm. Definitely something I want to start working on more. think I have a
Yeah.
very big issue with being present, even with working. Not
Hmm.
even the stuff that really matters. Well, work matters, but I'm saying when it comes to relationships,
Yeah.
I think it's important probably to start working on that before you have kids, so that way you can actually set, because however you are before you have kids, you're not going to necessarily become different, right? Just because you have the kid. Like be on your phone less when you're together, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really good.
Little 2 cents there.
Yeah, letting that marinate.
Yeah. Definitely something to think about, man. Something to think about. On a lighter note, I think so we can finish this up. I just
Yep.
wanted I was going to tell you about this anyway. I figured we could just toss it on the podcast. I've never taken this long to listen to one podcast, and I've never been so mind blown. And this is as of yesterday, was the most recent Joe Rogan podcast.
Okay. Who was it?
And as of today, it is no longer, oh yeah, Dave Smith, that's great. Terrence Crawford.
Okay.
Do you remember him from Iron Man 1? He was
I don't know act.
Rhodey. His name was Rhodey. He was the African American like sidekick military guy.
Okay.
He was
Yeah, yeah.
recast in the second. He was actually recast in the Avengers movie and then in the Iron Man 1 and 2.
Okay, I think I know who you're
Apparently,
talking about.
apparently this guy has such an interesting life. He's been, he remembers his birth. He remembers being in the womb. He, he's had very like existential kind of thought processes happened. And he talks about the story when he was 5. He had a very similar experience to what Solomon had in the Bible, where, someone older, someone talked to him and it was like, hey, what is it that you want most? And he said, I want to know how things work. And that person in the dream led him to a palace in the dream and showed him this essentially mansion with like all these files and all of these different things. And what's interesting in this podcast, he always says something and then he says, and the proof of this is this. And the proof of this is, he always uses that word. Really interesting. So, and the proof of it is he's holding, I think he said something like 50 or 60 patents to technologies, which one of them was VR. He has the patent for VR before it came out. That's just one of them. This is interesting. He has a patent for a non-projectile weapon. So like Star Wars stuff.
Hmm.
And it's crazy. It's really interesting. Anyway, me and Christine are listening to it together. I think we're like halfway through it.
What the heck is going on, dude? My
He
brain
broke it
just
apart. He broke it apart. He broke the periodic table into pieces, like wild stuff. Really interesting.
wow.
So it was
That's
interesting
nuts.
to, yeah. So
Wow.
that was really interesting. I recommend you take a listen. Anyone else
I will.
listening, I recommend you guys take a listen. If you guys stayed this long, that's a nugget for you. It's going to change your life.
Yeah. Ooh.
Um, what's that?
Go watch PBD's video on the water powered cars or whatever, the guy getting assassined.
I
There's this
did.
video on it. It's so
Yep.
interesting. Like Nikola Tesla having all those inventions getting stolen or
Yep.
like destroyed. Dude, nuts. Like it makes you
Yep.
think all these people are coming up with like power sources from like air, nothing.
Yeah.
Anyway, that I think that kind of ties into interesting. There's a lot of weird stuff out there.
Yeah.
Freaking nuts.
Really interesting.
Wow.
Really
Well,
interesting.
definitely listen to that. Um, yeah, I don't have anything else. I gotta go get to it again,
Yeah.
but
Take a listen. It's really interesting.
definitely will.
But I do need to run. Um,
It was
I
good.
need to head out soon. So yeah,
Yeah. Well,
I think this was a great episode.
you have a good
Thank
rest of your day.
you. Thank you for
Yeah.
listening. Thank you, Ben. This was awesome. So
No, thank you, Josh.
we'll get to it next time. So
Absolutely.
next episode coming out soon.
All right, everybody. Josh, peace. Have a good one.
Peace.